All right, we're live.
All right.
Can you see the comments, Brian? You got the comments up, or the?
Yeah, I can see it, but I can't join the chat for some reason. But it's fine. I can just not type in chat.
Okay, I don't know if StreamYard lets you do that or not. Maybe not.
There's a join the chat button, but when I press it, it says an error has occurred and it's not your fault. And I'm like, it's funny. It says it's not your fault because then I'm like, so it's your fault.
Whose fucking fault is it?
Yeah, I'm like, all right.
What's up, Donald? How's it going, man?
Donnie B.
Yo, what's up, Donnie?
Michael, Brandon, what's up, guys?
Y'all got a lot of motherfucking a lot of people from our community out there in your state, man. I'm noticing that shit. Like a lot of like you guys, you know, Cerberus, fucking Manganus lives out there. I mean, the list goes on.
In California?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's packed, honestly. Like, it's funny because like so much of the knife world is like, you know, they're like, you know, Midwest or like East Coast, like, or at least they say they are. But then like you actually look at all the makers and they're all like concentrated in California.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, Monterey Bay Knives.
Yep, that's right. Forgot about them.
Yeah. Lots of little makers, especially though, in California. Like people who like hand make stuff, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Speaking of Monterey, I'm going up to the aquarium in a couple weeks. I'm pretty excited. I haven't been in a long time. It's pretty cool.
Is it a big? It's a nice one. I'm
really, yeah, it's huge aquarium in Monterey. Yeah.
I'm not going to Bleacho West.
You didn't go to fucking Makers, did you?
No, I'm gonna start going next year, I think.
Yeah.
I wanted to go this year, but like I said, like we were talking before the stream went live. I'm saving up for a CNC, so every expense I'm kind of just cutting. So like going to Makers would be, you know, plane ticket and like hotel or whatever, and I just don't want to pay anything right now. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm going. Yeah.
If you went, would you have tried to not buy anything, and could you do that? Could you resist?
I would try, but I would absolutely buy something anay.
Yeah.
And then I would sell it a week later because I'd feel guilty. That's how it always goes.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 knives that I just got. And like before it even arrived, I knew I was gonna sell it. I already felt guilty. Like I bought a Richard Rogers custom Q.
Oh, Richard Rogers.
And I was like, bro, like this is $1,500 that I could have toward my CNC. I need to. So I already put it up for sale. It just arrived today.
Is it pretty nice though?
It is nice. It's like I'm getting nice knives, but like, and it's not. I'm not selling them because they're not nice. I'm just. I need because like my thought process is once I have the CNC and like income's rolling, I can get all these knives later. You know, like it's not like just because I don't have the knife now, it's gonna disappear off the face of the world. You know.
Is this it right here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, that's the Q plus, but the Q is just the exact same design but smaller.
Okay.
So that one's 3.5 inches. The Q is 3 inches.
All right.
But they look exactly the same, just like scaled down.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, Rogers does good work. He used to be super hype like a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm. The slut and shit. That was his production.
Yep, exactly. The slut, mid, yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those and I let it go, man.
Yeah. Good knife though. Mutt, slut, Q. Like he had a lot of popular models. Vector, Axium.
What was that last goddamn production knife he just dropped? I think this year. What was the name of that one?
The Mid X or something like that.
There you go. Yep, something like that.
All right, I think I remember seeing this one.
Oh my god, those are so cool.
Fuck yeah.
What was the one you just mentioned?
The Q.
No, there was one that was like recently or something.
Oh, the Rogers Mid X.
Mid X.
That's the production. Yeah.
Who was the OEM on that Mid X?
I think Bestech.
Bestech, yeah.
I think.
Oh, this one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's basically a mutt, but like slightly different size, I think. Yeah, Bestech right there.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about that knife, I like the knife, but like I don't like that there's no back end support because they didn't get any extra like hardware made in case you strip a screw or something, like which has happened to one of my friends. I'm just like, I feel like if you get an OEM knife made, you should get some extra hardware, like for customer service and stuff like that, like support.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think that's like a basic thing you should do nowadays. Like, because like people are charging enough money that they can afford to do that. So I'm just like, you need to like get extra hardware or something. Like most of like a lot of people do that, like null knives, and then they all get extra hardware just in case you need something. But like, yeah, that was one I think mistake that they made with that run because they didn't get any extra hardware.
What would they do if there was an issue? They would have to contact the OEM and then.
Oh, they just say we don't cover anything like that.
Oh, they don't even. Okay.
Yeah. They just say we don't have any parts.
It's fucked.
So that's kind of like to me.
Lion Steel Nano. I haven't heard of that one either.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Sounds. I mean, it's got to be a small knife.
Yep.
Lion Steel Nano.
Not a frame line. Yeah, it is.
That's cute.
Yeah, small knife.
Yeah.
Actually has a decent plunge, which is not the case for a lot of Italian knives.
Yeah, they don't seem to really do that. Yeah, the last Lion Steel I checked out was that new Spyderco.
Spy Mito.
Yeah, I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, I didn't like how it felt, like in terms of like the quality, like fit and finish tolerances. Like it kind of felt off to me.
Yeah, it felt weird. Something was weird about it.
Well, remember it was supposed to be a hollow grind. That was the big thing. I mean, I remember waiting for it on the fucking.
Then it came thick as fuck.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It was like, oh shit, bro. I think I was even speaking to you, dude. When you got yours, you were like, hey, bro, wasn't this supposed to be a hollow grind?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, bro, it was supposed to fucking be hollow.
What I mean, maybe Brian will have some insight. Why would they choose to not make it a hollow grind? They're saving money probably by making it just flat.
It's probably minimal. I think that like I actually have no idea because like it's not like super expensive to do a hollow unless you're going really thin, which they weren't going to do anyway.
Right.
So probably like I don't know. I mean, the thing is they don't really do hollows over in Italy in general. So maybe they just went like, oh, this is what we know how to do. We're just gonna like, stick to what we know.
That's true. Yeah.
Because like I can't think off the top of my head of like any hollow ground Italian knives.
I actually can't either. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't want to like try something new on a collab knife with like, something where they have to take responsibility if something goes wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what was the last night you got, Brian? You said well, actually, I saw your collection recently, and you said you sold most of those, right?
It's all gone now. I'm down to one knife.
Huh.
Yeah, I completely. I was just like, I need to hit my goals. Like, so all I have this is all I have now.
That thing is incredible, man. Ever since I tried that, I've been lusting after it.
Yeah, these are so good. Here's the thing, like how I spend a lot of money on this.
Yeah.
But the table prices are insanely low.
Really?
Yeah. Like the only reason I spent as much as I did. So for those who don't know, this is a Mitch Clark handmade Little Gunny. It was an auction piece at this most recent Blade show. I spent $5,100 on it. If this was table price like a book spot, it would probably be under 2,000 for all this shit, like hidden hardware and everything. If you buy a more basic like model with like not emerald green micarta, like the most expensive handle material out there, like you just get a basic build, it's probably like 900.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's totally reasonable for how good they are, like within the realm of like any other high-end knife.
And the quality and everything would be pretty much exactly the same.
Oh yeah, just the exact same. Like I said, the only reason I spend as much as I did is because it's an auction, and I have to beat other people who are willing to spend that much.
Right.
And I'm okay with spending auction money. I'm not okay. I never buy flip knives or scalp knives, but because I don't like giving money to scalpers. But
Yeah.
for an auction, it goes directly to the maker, and I like the maker. He's a friend, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm just supporting my friend, right? Like whatever. But like if it was like a scalper, like someone who bought like this knife for like 2,000 and then tried to flip it on me for 5K, I'd be like, no,
Yeah,
there's no
fuck
way.
that.
Yeah.
Well, the maybe I'll have one in my future then. That's way more reasonable. I could do 900.
Yeah, no. Next time he opens his books, it's gonna be like hot. So you gotta like get on that and like
Yeah,
get a
that's true.
spot. I do have a book spot, so I'm excited to like do something really cool with that.
Nice.
But yeah, like I can show you what I'm planning for my book spot.
Yeah, what you got?
Let me see if I definitely have a picture somewhere. Let me just log into my iCloud.
Making me laugh.
Yeah, it's gonna be also a full hidden hardware build, basically.
So is the hardware underneath the micarta?
Yes, you actually use an L-shaped like tool to unscrew it from the inside.
Oh, cool.
But it sounds like really annoying, right? Because it's like, oh, you have to use like a tool to like get in there and like do all that. But actually, in reality, you only have to use that tool for one screw, and the rest you can unscrew normally.
Okay.
So it's
And
like
you're probably
not
not taking it apart that often, anyways.
nah. Yeah, and it's not as, but it's just not as like tedious as like scary as it sounded to me at first when I was first like, oh, hidden hardware. How do I, unscrew this? So let me see if I can share my screen.
Yeah, you should be able to.
I forgot how to do it. Is all. Oh, here.
I think down at the bottom.
There we go. So see this 3-part thing right here, like the scales. Yeah. I want to do that, but on this model, which is the smaller model, this is a 3-inch little gunny. So it's a little bit different shaped. But I want to do those 3-part scales as Zerk and see how like it's all hidden hardware on the show side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to do that, but on a little gunny.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, so it'd just be Zerk instead of there. It's Zerk bolster, and then the 2 bottom ones are ebony. I don't want wood on mine. I want it to just all be Zerk.
Yeah.
And then it'll be a Magna Cut hand rub blade.
How much do you think that's gonna run you?
I don't know, actually. It's such I have no idea how he prices stuff. It's like so randomly low. Like I always like assume I'm like, if I was getting that from any other maker, I would assume like 2.5, 3. But it could be as low as like 1,400 or something from Clark. He's so underpriced.
Where's he based out of? Where's he
South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got that South African pricing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Jason? You got anything new over there?
Oh, fuck. As a matter of fact, I do, bro. Well,
bullshit.
What do I got? Oh, yeah. This bitch just landed here today. I got this via trade. Fucking got rid of that goddamn mini Aras. And I got the fucking nature grip.
Oh, nice.
And this one has fantastic action, bro, which is a rarity.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, bro. I swear.
That's smoother than I've ever seen one.
Like anyone I've ever gotten, bro. Real talk. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So it was 1 for 1, bro.
Yeah.
A cool name is so important. Like Nature Grip is a good name for that mill.
Yeah.
Like I think people really underestimate the power of like names and marketing for selling stuff.
Yeah,
like if he just called that like something stupid like swirl milling or something, it would not be popular. It's the fact that it's called Nature Grip and it looks cool that makes it like the most desired milling configuration that he does.
Absolutely. Yep.
It's the same as like people going like, oh, Silk Blast or Armor Blast. It's like it's literally just the bead blast, but like it has a cool name so people want it more. Like the like Gareth Bull Armor Blast is literally like a normal blast.
It's the same media. They're all the same media they use on the blast.
I mean, there can be different grits and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's still bead blast. But like, yeah, they just but it's cool. Instead of saying like higher grit bead blast, armor blast is like, whoa, defense powers. Like,
would Magna Cut be as popular as it is if it had a different name?
No. If they called it S55VN, it would be dead. Dead out of the water. Just like S45VN is not popular because of its association with S35.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you just added 10. It's like Yeah, that's the problem with bad names. Like S45 yen is a terrible name.
Yeah. I mean, if you could, you come up with it, you can name anything you want. Why would you do something like that?
I want to give a quick shout out to Dub09 up in the chat. That's my trade partner right there. Appreciate you.
Oh,
homie.
nice. So he got the mini Aras.
Really do. Appreciate you, bro.
Nice.
He
A
got a
good
brand.
trade is always very, very nice.
Yeah, it was brand fucking new, bro. I bought the bitch. It was an instant regret buy. I had bought it the second time. I had lost the fucking the want for the knife. And I was like, fuck it. That's just gonna sit there, bro. I ain't gonna fuck with it unless I cut the flipper off. That's gonna be more investment into it. It's like, fuck it, just get that bitch out of here, bro.
Yeah. I think the mini Aras should have always been a flipperless.
Absolutely.
It's tough though, because the flipper works really well.
It does. It does.
So I kind of like that they offer both, because I think that like it works so well that I'm like, I can see why you'd want it.
Yeah.
So it's like, just have both options, The ones, see, I don't think the same for Hinderer. Hinderer, I'm like non-flipper all the way. Like that flipper tab is horrendous. Every single one should be non-flipper. That's how I think about it. That's the difference there.
Yeah, bro.
I could agree with that. Yeah.
Little warning. One of my homies just sent me
see, I love that, but the flipper tab doesn't do it for me.
And then they hate on you, all those fucking Hinderer boys, bro. Like I tried to trade one after I had modded the fuck out of it. I mean, professional shit. Nice mods, bro. They didn't want to give me pennies on the dollar for that shit.
Yeah.
Modding those Hinderers, bro. It's over.
Yeah, they like them stock.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Unless you get like a Hinderer made thing, like a Hinderer made TI scale or something.
Right.
Which, like, I think the base Hinderer is very reasonably priced, like the 425, 450, like base Hinderer. But $200 for one show side TI scale is outrageous.
It's fucking ridiculous. It is
because it's just one scale. It's not even both sides. It's like
it's
one flat slab scale. I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, but on the other hand, the 425, 450 for the base model is like a steal. That's like really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm like, I'm kind of okay with it because like you don't have to buy the TI scale and you can get aftermarket ones. So it's like whatever. I'm not gonna get mad about it because you have options. But it's just like objectively, it is overpriced.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, I remember when I got my first Hinderer, I knew I wanted the TI scale, but I wasn't sure. And then randomly, I just saw them in stock on the Hinderer site, and I was like, "Fuck, all right, I guess I'm gonna do it."
So I might grab an XM18 because the one thing that I hated about it has been there's a remedy for it.
What's that?
So I don't like that the Hinderer has so much different types of hardware. You have Phillips, Torx, Flathead, Hex. Like it's like all these different types of hardware. I want it to all just be Torx or one same thing. Recently, if you know AR Custom Knives, he used to be AR Knife Mods. Alfred Rodriguez. He makes Torx pivots now for the Hinderer.
Oh wow!
And you can already get Torx other screws for the other parts of a Hinderer XM18. So you could make a full Torx Hinderer XM18 now.
That's cool.
And so if I could get, I don't know if this exists yet because there's M390 versions of this. I don't know if there's S45BN versions, which is what I would want. A non-flipper XM18 with the Fullard spear point blade, and then like get like some aftermarket TI scale and like fucking all Torx hardware. That'd be like a perfect USB.
Yeah, I think the ultimate XM18 is that exact one with the Fuller, with the spear, and the flipperless. That's a sweet one.
Yep, and then all Torx. Oh, dude, I'd be so down for that. So, and it is possible now, so I might do it. Not right now because I'm saving money and I've sworn I'm on the monk life right now. I'm an ascetic right now. I'm like total like saving money on everything right now. But like
eventually
after the CNC, I do plan on building the ultimate XM18.
So what do you plan on doing with the CNC after you like learn it and everything?
So first, two different things. So one, I want to expand the reblades I can do to like, it would be basically I could reblade anything. And then the second thing I would do is also just make my own custom folder.
Yeah.
Just full custom folder, sort of the same style as like, an Oz or a Koenig or whatever, like CNC small batch production, like Oz, Koenig, Brown, SPK, Utzler, or whatever, all those guys, like same thing, like CNC made knife. I would want to do that, but still hand grind them probably, the bevels, but like, fully CNC made handles at least. That's what I would want to do.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah.
I think it'd just be super fun. Like I have a bunch of like designs I've already thought of that like still need tweaking, but I have like a general idea of what I want them to look like. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it. Like there's just so much flexibility. Like if you have my living circumstances, which are very unique, obviously, I don't take it for granted, but like my living circumstances are super unique, so I have a lot of flexibility. Because I live with my parents, like I don't really have expenses, so I can sort of take time to just like do a bunch of different shit. I don't have like bills I need to pay, so I have to keep making this one design even though I don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I'll be experimenting a lot, probably come up with a few different designs and see what I like the most, make prototypes and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah, nice. I had another question for you. What so you do reblades mostly on 940s, bug outs, and Demco, right?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Why is there a reason why you haven't done like I don't know, like a Para 3 reblade or something like that?
The only reason is because so it would not be that hard to do. Actually, but the reason I don't do it is just because even with the 4 models that I already make for, I have so many orders that I can't fill them. And so if I were to expand the models that I do, that's just like so many more orders. And like it comes to a point where I'm spending at least an hour a day responding to emails, just telling people I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. If I did offer it, it'd be even more people like asking, like, oh, when are you opening books for Para 3s? When are you opening books for Para 2s? When are you opening books for this other knife, right? So like the more models you have, the more people email you when your books are closed and you say it's closed everywhere. But they still ask you like if you'll take their order. And like, you just tell them like, sorry, I can't take your order. I'm working on current orders, books will reopen in this much time or whatever. But it's like responding to emails is so much work. Like it's so many emails, DMs, like so. And then the other problem is inventory. So like how I get my blanks cut with Wire EDM. So if I get like if I get like 30 book spot orders, I would need to have an inventory of each type of knife I do, reblades for, right? So I need like 10 blanks of each or something. Because usually not if I get like 30 book orders, like not everyone wants only bug out blades. They want 5 bug out blades, 5 people want 940 blades, 5 people want 80/20.5 blades. It's like split up. So I can sort of calculate my inventory like that. The more models you have, the more inventory you need. So you're just sitting on more money.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At a given time. So I right now I have about $7,000 in inventory. And that's just with 4 models. So like if I did more models reblades for different knife models, it'd just be so much inventory cost. It'd just be like
okay. That makes sense. So it's a time and money thing, not like a desire to do it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be fun, but like, I also would like feel bad if I just said like, yeah, I'm done making 940 reblades, and it's like everyone who wants one is just like, oh, it's like, so I'll just keep making it. And it's cool because if I don't make other reblade models, there are other people who will fill that market, eventually. Like you have Gersh, for example, he makes some like Spyderco reblades already. Like there will be other people as well. Like Josh of Rec Knives, he recently did that Shaman reblade that he plans on doing more of. So I figure like I should just focus on satisfying my section of the market because they're not satisfied yet. There's still demand there, and then other people can fill in those gaps, and I can promote their work, and we can all just be happy and like make money and like do what we want to do. So
yeah, and you're never going to run out of people that want 940 or bug out reblades.
There's so many, dude. There's so many. Yeah. So
there was one that I had really thought that I was gonna get. I don't know if you remember, bro, but I had faith that I was gonna get you to do me an 80/15, and I had reached.
Oh yeah, I did try actually at one point to do an 80/15. Like I can't remember why it didn't work. Oh, I do remember why. there was an area of the blade that I wasn't sure how to finish after wire EDMing and then heat treating. Because the way that Demko does it is he heat treats the whole sheet first. It doesn't like, so it's just a complete sheet. And then he wire EDMs the profile out after.
Huh.
That's smart because then you don't have to deal with like warpage and heat treat and stuff. It's already heat treated and it's just cut to the exact shape, and then it just fits, right? You just tumble it and it's done. The reason I can't do that is I heat treat I don't have a huge oven to do that. I just have a small oven where I heat treat blades one by one. So I can't fit a gigantic sheet in my oven and just heat treat the whole thing at once and then wire EDM it. There wasn't a way for me to finish that inside part where, like because 8015 is the triad lock one, right? Or no, is that the scorpion? Either way, for both of them, there's a part where the lock bar slides in and then it snaps in to the blade.
Mm-hmm.
That intersection where it snaps into is hard for me to clean. I have no way to clean that after heat treat. So I was just like, this is not something I should do with like the way I can currently do things, like my tech and equipment capabilities. So that's why I don't do it. But like a Para 3 and stuff, I totally have the capability to like do like Spydercos and stuff. That's just like normal. But yeah, I was like, whatever, man. Like other people are gonna fill that market. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, an 8015 would be pretty sweet though. Have you seen anyone do that?
Not yet. Probably they have the same limitations that I do.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, because like I don't know. I mean, everyone I know, like they heat treat their own blades where they send out to Peters, and like I don't even know if Peters will heat treat a giant sheet of steel for you. And the investment is huge too, because what you have to think about is when you do wire EDM, you know how it's like dropping a wire that's electrically charged and then it cuts the profile. You need to stack things to make it efficient. So you stack a bunch of sheets. So when you do one pass, you cut out like 10 blanks at once, right? So that would mean I would need 10 giant sheets, right, to cut at once. That's so much initial capital investment because each sheet is $1,500. So if I get 10 of those, that's $15,000 just in the steel. And then for the wire EDM part, right, each blank that I wire EDM, they charge me $42 per blank. So if I do the math, there's 10 sheets. I get 96 blanks from each sheet. I cut each blank costs $42. So just the cost of wire EDM and the steel itself would be $55,000.
Yeah, fuck that.
Now I would make a lot of money once I finished making all those, but the initial investment was so massive. I was like, I can't even comprehend this. Like, for $55,000, I would already have a CNC and be doing other things. So, Demko, obviously they have a lot of money. They have a lot of capital. They have their own wire EDM machines. They have so much capacity. They have their own factory in Taiwan and stuff. So like they can do that and that's cool. But for someone to start out and just do it, it'd be so much initial investment. I don't think we'll see it happen probably. At least like done like super well,
Yeah, someone could do like a one-off maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Just by hand, A Norseman reblade. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it would never happen because for a few reasons. Like, I mean, first of all, like the knife is already so expensive.
Right.
Second, like, part of the allure of the Norseman really is like the tight tolerances and stuff. And like Grimsmo's like, like they lap things to perfection. Like everything is like very like precise. So like if you can't match that precision, why reblade it, right? Because the point of a reblade, in my opinion, is to make the knife better than it was before.
Yeah.
I don't want to just change the blade shape. I want it to be better than it was previously. So like, I genuinely feel like my reblade for a 940 is better than the stock 940 reblade in quality. I'm not confident with the tools that I have that I could make a better quality blade other than like, a higher heat treat or a cooler steel than like a Grimsmo Norseman because their tolerances are so tight and stuff like that.
Do you like the Norseman? Do you think is that like an aesthetically pleasing design to you?
I think it's absolutely hideous and it looks like a horse stock. But I respect it though in terms of like engineering and like quality. But in terms of aesthetics, I think it's hideous.
Yeah, I agree. But I still want one. It's kind of weird.
I mean, if I ever get to a point where I have a lot of money, I would get a Norseman just as a piece of history, like knife history. But I don't like how it looks. I just think it's like a cool piece of knife timeline history. Like this is one of the first like knives that really made it big, being like a CNC batch made knife. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like importance to the production of the Norseman and like how it like pushed that forward, because that's like a recent change where everyone's getting CNCs now. So and that's all pushed by the Grimsmos.
Well, there's going to be a mini one soon, I hear. So
I'd
maybe
probably
that'll-
get the mini. I'd probably get the mini.
Yeah, me too.
The big one is kind of big.
It's yeah,
So,
it is.
Well, hey, dude, you grabbed anything new recently or what?
Me?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Not really. I've kind of been a little broke over here. Last knife I bought, I think, was the Drift Large. Yeah, I think it's the last knife I bought.
No
Still
shit.
loving it.
Okay.
Yep. I'm considering allowing that to be in the, in the competition for the best knives of the year, even though it was released in December of last year.
Absolutely.
Because they really that was just the initial release, and then most of the releases have been this year.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like for those like best knife of the year award videos, it makes more sense to do it from like December of last year up until now. Because I feel like in that last month, even if it's released, then you don't really get to like get an opinion on it, see what people think about it until the next like year, because it just came out. Like there's like there's that 1 month period where people are still getting them in their hands and like forming opinions on them and stuff. So and like it's also weird because companies generally don't want to release around then. So it's just like,
yeah,
it makes sense to do that. I really like those videos though. Like it's fun because like, I mean, I'm very into like the knife YouTube. Like I watch everything because I'm constantly working with headsets on. I wear work tunes, and like I just have videos playing in the background. It's like good like noise to listen to while I'm working.
Yep. Yeah, I do the same thing. So with that in mind, I think it could be knife of the year. Compadre I like the Compadre a lot. I think the Drift Large is going to take it. I think.
On that note though, I wanna one thing that's curious to me is like I think I kind of understand why this is the case, but a lot of knife of the year award stuff, like they'll divide things into like categories in terms of price.
Mhm.
But I rarely see like, how do I put this? Like, I rarely see people talk about how some things should not be compared to others because they're just completely different categories. Like instead of having a single knife of the year, I feel like there should be like a overseas knife of the year, like made in the US knife of the year. Because it's like, how do you compare the two when they're like completely different in terms of like how you have to see the value and stuff?
Yeah.
Actually, like, what do you think about like diminishing returns? Like, I see people say the point of diminishing returns on a knife is around like 300 to 400. And I'm like, but isn't there a different point of diminishing returns for like a Chinese knife versus a US knife? Because like for a US knife, I get so much more at 800 than I do 400.
Yeah.
Whereas like, yes, a Chinese knife, I don't get much more for 800 than I do 400. Sure. But like, I just feel like it's different depending on where it's made.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I don't think you can really compare like USA to overseas when you're talking about that kind of thing. Because it is totally different. And like, also, I think it's super subjective. Like something to me is going to be like, for instance, I love the Rosie, and for me, if we're talking about that knife, the diminishing returns is way higher because I love it. I just really like the design. I'm willing to pay more for it because I like it so much. You know what I mean?
And like, I'm comparing in my mind a Rosie to other US knives that are around that price point instead of to like a Riot knife.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So like to me, I'm like, okay, well, compared to I don't know, a Tor or a Strider, am I getting more shit with the Rosie? I feel like I am. Like I feel like I'm getting a higher quality product.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's how I've been thinking about it. I'm like, the point of diminishing returns, I think it exists, but like for me, I think it's around like for a US made knife, I think it's around like 800, 900.
Yeah, I think so too.
So there's so many knives sitting in that just below 900 range that are fucking phenomenal. Like Koenigs, whatever. Like there's so many good knives that are like 900 or under made in the US. And I'm just like, okay, like I can see like some things diminishing after 900. Maybe you're just getting like dam steel or some fancy material, but it's not really like I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like quality wise, what do you think is like the best fit and finish of any knife? What do you think?
In terms of like US CNC knives?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have a mix of answers there. I think overall the winner would be Shirogorov and Koenig. I think they have the best machining quality, like straight off the machine, like the depth and complexity of the milling, like finishing, like consistency. Like Koenigs are so consistent, like it's insane. Like like Rosies are pretty consistent, but I've handled like 40 of them by now, and like there is some variability. It's not like bad variability. It's not like some are bad and some are good. Like it's just like some are great, some are just good. Like it's like that. But Koenigs are like they're like always like exactly the same. Like it's very consistent. Like even like how far the lock bar is moved over, like the lock life and stuff. It's all the same. It's always set exactly the same. So I gotta say Koenig and Shiro is also very consistent. So I'd say those two are the most consistent. They're doing the most impressive things. I think Grimsmo has the best, like in terms of like unnecessary tolerances. Sometimes, like some of the tolerances they aim for are not necessary on a knife. Like a human can't notice those like differences. But that is something to be respected still. I think Holt does some of the nicest milling for the price, even though I don't like some of the other aspects of how they run their business. I think their milling is really impressive and their anno work is very impressive. So yeah, I think it's a mix of things. Like some people are really good at certain things, and then Koenig and Shiro at the top in terms of overall.
What about just like the feeling of the knife in your hand and like the action and just how it feels? Like what's like the best feeling knife, you think?
Best feeling. I think the expensive Koenigs, which they do like, I don't think people know this, but like, like the Style 57 Mini Arius.
Yeah.
Right. Remember you handled that one. It feels nicer than a normal Mini Arius. Like they put more, they put a little more like sauce on that shit.
Yeah.
So like that, for example, feels really good. I really like how a good Rosie feels. Like I just think it feels nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely things that like it's like the crispiness of the detent. Like it's just like when it's like just perfect. Like I was talking with Chris about this Cerberus knives, and we both agree that like the action of a folding knife, as much as like as important as like heat treat and geometry and all that are, it's the action of a folding knife that is the soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like I think that's the soul of a knife is like how it feels, how it deploys, closes, locks up, like all that shit is the soul of the knife, and everything else is like, extra toppings or either extra toppings or necessary ingredients. Like you can't not have like a good steel, for example. Like if I come out with an amazing knife and it's 8CR13 MOV, like no one's gonna buy it. Like so like those are just basic ingredients, but when it comes to like, oh, this is the oomph, this is what makes this knife special, it's the action.
Yep. What about you, Jason? What's the nicest feeling knife you think?
Nicest feeling knife. I mean, he hit it one of them, two of them on the head. The Arius, the Rosie. I'm trying to think. I love the feel of a fucking. I mean, to me, the shark lock. That whole sensation is
click,
fucking click clack, click clack. I love that shit, bro.
Yeah. Very true.
Dude, if you could make a shark lock with a crisp detent, it'd be the best knife ever.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think it's possible, but if you could, it'd be like, oh my god, like a crisp detent on a shark lock. Oh.
There's got to be some way, dude. What if there was a detent ball on the actual face of the lock? You know what I mean?
This would be so expensive, but it would be the most amazing thing ever. Is how the shark lock as it currently exists, it's not bad, but like the bar just rides against the scales like metal on metal. If
Yeah.
you could put bearings on that too, on the
Oh, on the
sides.
slider thing, yeah.
Yeah, bearings on the sides, somehow incorporate a detent, like it would be so structurally stable. There'd be no rattle of the shark lock side to side, like laterally, because like there's no lock rock on a shark lock, but you can move the shark lock itself side to side because there has to be space for it to be able to slide. Could put bearings there, it'd be super solid. Like everything would be smooth and just have a nice detent. Oh, it'd make
Oh,
the
yeah.
same sounds, exactly the same sounds. Like, yeah, that would be my dream. But
Fucking sweet, yeah. Oh, that's another name we didn't mention. Yeah, Nadeau. Brian Nadeau.
oh
makes-
yeah, he's like mega small batch though, like mega small. He does not make a lot of knives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. that's
But
true.
NATOs are really good. I don't like the NATO detent that much, honestly.
You don't like the
nub
nub,
detent.
huh?
Well, the problem is that there's nub play is what I call it. Like it's sort of like detent play, but there's a point where before the nub exits, it like moves a lot and then it breaks. Even on the nice customs, it does that. So yeah. If you like try to load up really lightly, like you're trying to fail it, you'll see it like move. The blade will move a little bit before it releases.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't.
That's really
It doesn't matter, but like I wish that could be eliminated somehow.
Yeah. I've never even noticed it till you said it.
Dude, I'm so OCD. Like I wish I wasn't like this. Like I just I'm always just like, oh look, it moved a little. Like, oh, it's ruined.
What's up, man?
Yo.
Yes. Speaking of that, man, I hesitate to spine whack knives because I feel like if it fails, it's fucking ruined, bro. So it's almost like I don't want to fucking know.
But don't you wish you didn't have to worry about that shit? Like it would just work.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I've actually sent out 4 knives just in the past 2 weeks for like lock failure.
Really?
Yeah. Granted, like 2 of them have already come back and they're perfect now. So like, like clearly it's something that can be fixed and done properly,
Mhm.
Just
but it's the motherfuckers that don't want to accept it. They don't want to work on it. They say that it's not a fault.
yeah, then it sucks.
Then it's a problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did like a group buy, and we bought a Herman Sting, and I got it in the mail, tapped the spine, just failed immediately. And it took me a little while to get a hold of them, but they paid for the shipping and everything, sent it
That's
back,
nice.
came back.
He's in fucking Poland, so yeah, better.
Poland, yeah. So and back, it was fucking perfect. So
Like, you think about it, like shipping's probably like $60 both ways. Like,
oh yeah.
total. It's like, damn, I could get another knife for that much.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone said the clip is the most important part of the knife.
I think it is very important.
Very important.
It is very important. Yeah.
Sure.
But if a clip doesn't work, I won't carry it. So it is important. It's like it's not the soul of a knife, but it's one of those basic ingredients. It has to be good.
It has to be good. Yeah. Yeah, a bad clip can totally ruin a knife. Absolutely.
I don't know why it's so hard for makers to do clips though, because clip geometry is something that nobody cares if you copy. I've never seen someone say you copied the ramp of the clip on that knife. You're a fucking cloner or whatever.
Oh yeah, nobody cares. Yeah.
Like no one thinks that stealing like not the clip design, but the geometry of the bottom. No one cares if you copy that. So why don't you just copy a knife that's good, like the Rosie clip? Like just copy the geometry. No one will care. No one should care. It's just how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Just do a straight ramp with a medium like size bridge so that you can fit pocket material in there. Like that bridge is how big it should be. The space between the clip and your scale is determined not by it's not a design choice in a sense, or it is a design choice, but it's just determined by how thick the average jeans are.
Yeah.
That's how it's determined. So that's why no one cares if you copy it. It should just be a specific way. In my
opinion. And accounting for real thick seams like on Carhartts and shit, that's very important too. Because like a clip could work with like most blue jeans, but not for like thicker seams. And that's the most annoying thing, man, when you get a clip that you can't fit in your work pants.
Yeah, I like me personally, I would probably just make both. Like I'd probably first do it for like normal jeans because that's what most people have. But if you need to get more space, I just offer another clip. which is an advantage of CNC knives. Is like you can just make the parts and
Just
like
make
sell
one.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, you need a clip with more, space for Carhartts. I can just make that clip. Like whatever, like that's the cool thing about CNC because like for handmade knives, every clip is fit by hand to the knife, so you can't just like swap out clips and like swap between knives and stuff. CNC, that's not a problem, so
Yep.
that's why I want to do it that way. It gives you so much flexibility to fix issues and stuff.
Crimson clips are awesome. I can't remember what the Norseman clip looks like. The Rascal.
It's pretty simple. It's just simple clip.
Just yeah, okay, regular.
Lamia clip does work well too. Yeah, Grimsville clip's good. Lamia clip's good. I mean, like they just copy the same geometry, which is what they should do. Like, just if you measure the space, like how, like the ramp and like how how much space there is, it's all the same on all those knives as it should be. Like, no one's innovating clips except for Shiro, and I think the Shiro clip innovations are a waste of time and money anyway. Have you seen that clip?
No,
The one where it's a clip that like on the mini quantum, it's a custom division mini quantum. The clip you can move it to the side, like there's like a spring on the clip, and you can like push it to the side and then push it back to clip it onto your. It's cool kind of, but like it's so unnecessary. It just adds unnecessary complexity. I don't like to have unnecessary moving parts on a knife because some of those clips break. And like if a spring breaks or something, like then you have to send it into fucking Russia to get it fixed, which a friend of mine had to do. Like, so I don't like unnecessary complexity on a part like a pocket clip.
Is it I'm trying to find
like a CD mini quantum.
Let's see.
I think it's on the sprint run ones, but like the clip actually moves like sideways to like let you clip it in your pocket.
Let's see. Is this it? There's like this milling on either side of the clip. Is that something to do with it? I
think that one doesn't move, but there are ones where like you would actually push that clip and it would rotate clockwise. So the clip, imagine that clip, and then it rotates clockwise. So like the clip is actually off the scale, and then you can move your pocket there, and then it'll snap back and it'll be locked onto your pocket.
That sounds fucking dumb.
It's not that great. Like it's more work to do actually.
Yeah, like the clips work fine as is. Why do you have to?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like unnecessary complexity. So innovation is not always good. Sometimes it's too extra, I think. Sometimes things are just have already been figured out, and you can just do it that way. So that's how I would do it. I just do a normal clip personally.
I think Ron says lock bar access. That's also fucking majorly important for me on a fucking knife. Is that lock bar access?
Yep.
A bad lock bar access will destroy a knife.
Yep.
Koenig's lock bar access is so good. And they make it look so natural. Like it doesn't look like it's just like cut out to be cut
like
out.
A big cutout, yeah.
Yeah. It's like it looks very like it flows with the design and stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
What do you think of the new Koenig design? I forgot
the Xenon?
Yeah.
I think it's okay. I just think
it's not my thing visually or aesthetically really, but
yeah, they're still on prototype phase. Like I think there's some kinks that they need to figure out. It's just not the level of an Aras yet.
Yeah. Did you try one at the show? I know they had one there, I think, right?
They had them at Blade Show, some prototypes. My friends actually got like 2 of the 3 ones or 2 of the 5 ones. So I got to like handle them a bunch. And I was just like, it's okay. Like the detent wasn't crisp yet. Like they haven't figured that out exactly and dialed it in yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of like still a little chunky, like feels a little brick like. They need to add more chamfers and stuff. So it's getting there. Like I can see the vision, but it's not there yet.
But even looks wise, I don't think this is a good looking knife.
I think it's just okay looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not like sleek and like sexy. Like there's something weird going on in this area.
That's the weird area. Yeah, that's the part where I was like, because when they did the teaser pics, they showed that area, like only that area before they showed the whole knife, and I was like, how's that gonna work in terms of like the whole design? And then they
Yeah.
showed the whole design. And I was like, it still doesn't work. That don't work for me. Yeah, because it's like a finger choil. That's not a finger choil.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't know. It just looks weird to me.
$3,800. It wasn't $3,800. It's only that because that's like a flip price, like a scalp price.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they were 2,200 at Makers, and he's trying to flip it for a 1,600 profit.
Yeah.
Because it's a prototype. Bro, okay, I'm gonna just say that this is my opinion. I know, and I think it's totally valid if you want like a piece of history and get a prototype or whatever. But realize that you are spending more money for an inferior version of the knife.
Yeah,
exactly. The whole point of a prototype is to like you're in the process of learning and improving the knife. So you're literally buying the worst possible version of the knife for more money.
Yeah.
So like, no offense, but like to me, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, I would never.
Yeah.
Here's on the warrant tag to have a hidden flipper tab. That'd be cool. Hidden flipper tab.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
I mean, I'm just adding only just like if you did the exact same design just with a flipper tab though, like I don't think that's different enough to warrant a re-release. Like you'd want to change some more to the thing, you know what I mean, to make it interesting because it's a knife that's already been released before. So I feel like to be successful, it'd have to be changed in some other way as well to like be different than before.
Hidden flipper tabs are nice though.
They are cool.
When they're done well, it's fucking sweet, you know, because you have the deployment, but it's not in the way.
Have you seen like CMF hidden flipper tabs?
Yeah.
Those work surprisingly well. I had my doubts. I was like, there's no way that fucking little thing works, but it works pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Which one did y'all just say? What was it you said?
CMF.
CMF? What is that?
I think it stands for like crazy motherfucker metalworks or something. But it's just like I think CMF Metalworks on Instagram, I think.
CMF Metalworks. I'll check the motherfuckers out.
Let's see, CMF. Yeah, CMF Metalworks. Ian Alexander Pekarski. Yep, that's it. Oh, so a lot of those knives you see they don't have flipper tabs, but they actually do have flipper tabs. They like flip normally from the back.
Yeah,
like
it's
very,
like
very
really tiny right here. Yeah.
It's like very, very hidden. See how it says like it can be made with or without a flipper tab, but you wouldn't be able to see it either way because it's like hidden.
Yeah, these are pretty wild. What are his prices like?
I don't know. I know on the secondary, like some of pretty nice, but still somewhat basic ones are around like 1,600, and then like the Damasteel ones are like 2,300 on the secondary. I've never bought anything from him direct before, so I don't know what his direct prices are, but that's what I see on the secondary. Around like 1,500, 1,600.
Yeah, these are pretty wild.
I think he has a good silhouette design language, but the material choices are sometimes too fancy for me.
Yeah, I don't like this like too blingy. I don't really like that too much.
There's a lot of blingy ones, and I'm just like, I like it when it's simple. Yeah. I like it when it's simple.
I think the majority of people would rather go that way than like super blingy. What do you think?
Oh, for sure.
People? Yeah.
I think this is a big problem actually in the custom knife industry, or not industry, but like community right now. Is a lot of makers are going overly blingy and having trouble selling the knife because like overly blingy only directly appeals to like one person on the planet, and you're hoping they find it and buy it. So like some makers like SDK, for example, like he's been putting up Wattos and no one enters. And it's not because no one wants an SDK. It's just because like it's an overly blingy, like, and it's more expensive because you're, putting all these fancy materials on. So it's just like, dang, I need to like exactly like that material combo and be willing to pay more. Like, what's the likelihood versus like a planar model that appeals to a lot of people? So, I don't think I think it's just not a smart decision. A lot of makers do it because they get bored and they like playing with materials, but I don't think it's smart from a business perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, you're cutting down on your possible customers by a lot. Yeah.
Can I give you advice on what I would change? Can you let me pull up his warrant act design real quick. I remember vaguely what it looks like, but I want to
Here,
make
I
sure.
can show it on here.
Okay.
Let's see.
American, Maverick, Keenison, and Vic had really blingy knives. Yeah, for sure. They definitely like venture into that area. Which is funny because if you actually go on Killer Custom, like the Facebook group where all people post all their custom knives, the knives that get the most likes and attention are the simple ones from those makers. Like a hand rub mini Karma from American with like a plain TI handle, or a plain Corbin Steelworks knife, like an area that doesn't have Damascus or like Timascus scales. Like the simple ones get the most likes by far. So clearly that's what's most popular.
Yep.
So let's see. I like the general design. It is kind of simple though. That's the thing. Like there would need to be more going on, I think, in the handle, because the blade, there's not much you can add there. Like you can make like the plunge a little tighter, make sure that there's no funkiness at the edge termination, and that's all obvious. But I don't think there's much that can or should be changed with the blade. I think that's kind of like just what the design is. But the handle definitely has a lot of room for like you could make it interesting. You could add like different milling. It doesn't, because right now it's very plain, right? It's just like a simple flat surface. I mean, maybe there's a mild contour, but like it's not really fancy in any way. I think you could do some interesting milling. And I don't, and here's one thing I'll say. People are overdoing geometric milling patterns where it's just the same thing repeated over and over again in the milling pattern, where it's just like, a bunch of triangles or a bunch of, stripes. Like that's just boring. Like if you want inspiration for cool milling patterns, look at Shirogorov. They never do geometric milling patterns. Every milling pattern is unique, specific to the knife, and flows with the knife. So like, have you seen the Shirogorov Astrum?
I have.
Yeah, that has like that. I mean, all their knives have like cool milling, but that one, like in particular, has like very unique milling that it isn't just repeating shapes. So that's the I mean, that one's cool too, but that's actually the cheap one. That's a production one. There's like custom Astrums and stuff. Yeah, that's the one you just looked at was a first production. So the first productions are just like the production version. Like they were like $1,400, like retail or whatever. If you type CD, it should come up. Yeah. So you can see like there's a lot of depth to the milling. Like there's areas where it goes in, areas where it goes out. Like I think adding depth to your like design is really important.
Yeah.
See how like where like where like the pocket clip rests inside of that milling and stuff, where like there's depth there, like the shadows it creates, like that's very important. That's the number one thing, in my opinion, that a lot of Chinese knives lack, is that they lack the depth. They don't have cool milling. They don't have shadows. Like it's just flat. That's one thing I like about Null Knives, is he actually incorporates a lot of like very specific milling into his OEM knives. I think that's a weakness of a lot of current designs, is they don't have that depth to them.
Yeah, I mean, just slapping on a uniform pattern is pretty boring. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I put some diagonal lines. It's like, okay, great, like that's cool. Like it doesn't look bad, but it also doesn't look interesting.
And like I feel like maybe like 2-3 years ago, like there was it was more rare to see any kind of texture on titanium. Then we started kind of doing some uniform stuff, and it seems like now it's still kind of uniform, but there's some other, there's some variety, but I don't know. It seems like flat titanium was definitely more of a thing like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah. I personally think if you want to make your design special, it should have its own milling specific to that design that fits like the silhouette, you know, because like this does like milling pattern on this Shiro wouldn't work on other Shiros because they're different shapes. You can't just like copy and paste the milling pattern on an Astrum onto an F95. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why F95s have their own milling patterns. Like, so yeah. When I buy a knife, I want to feel like that knife was purpose made, not just like a generic silhouette with a copy pasted milling pattern.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Very true.
What are your thoughts on slots, speed holes, and skeleton scales? Well, that's a bunch of different stuff. I mean, slots as an opening mechanism is awesome. I think I like opening holes. Speed holes on a scale, it can be tastefully done, but sometimes it just looks like it's done for the sake of having speed holes.
Yeah.
And skeleton scales, I think, are awful and should never be done again.
You don't like the Rosie or the Aras skeleton?
Skeletons? No, I've had them all. I've had and I've also had the duckling skeleton as well. Like I've tried all the skeletons. This is purely subjective though. I just don't like how it looks.
But you can appreciate like that it's cool, right?
It's cool in a sense, but like I don't like it aesthetically, and that's the whole point of it. So it doesn't jive with me.
All right, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it,
Yeah.
So.
No.
Oh, slots like on Utzler scales. Okay, I love the slots. I love the slots. So have you guys seen well, he's talking about like slotted duck and stuff. Have you seen that?
No.
I had one. It's probably on my Instagram still. I'll pull it up. I had the best one. Like,
oh, I think are you talking about this?
Yes, but it's even better on a duck. So that's slotted, and then there's vented. So if you look at my Instagram, it's one of my most recent posts. Vented is it's so good.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, the vented is like little slots instead of those 3 big slots, and it's like,
oh God. I'm not signed in on Instagram.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah, vented is moi. So let me just share my screen.
Is this a thing now? You have to sign in to view stuff?
I didn't know that, but that's a violation of rights.
Yeah. Jason, do you like the skeletonized?
Nah, bro, really I don't, but I can appreciate them. Just like you said, I can appreciate them. I handled them, when we went to the show. I think old boy had them on the Rosie, and fucking.
Am I showing it? I don't know. Oh, I am. Okay, yeah. See the little slots above the pivot?
Look at that shit right there.
Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, that's cool.
I think that's just cool touch, like there are little things that add flair. So that's the most popular configuration of the duckling currently. It's probably not going to be as of today, actually, but up until today, that was the most popular configuration.
Yeah, that's cool. And do they actually go through?
Yes, they go through. You can see the blade inside of those vents.
Oh, shit. Okay, cool.
So that shit is cool. Today he released teaser pics. He's actually creating an inset lock duckling.
Ooh.
So that's probably going to be the new hottest thing from Utzler. In my prediction, most likely it'll be. So, but as of before today, that was the most popular configuration. It's vented.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Shit.
So you'll see it once I have my CNC. As of today, I have $20,000 toward the CNC roughly. I need 50,000, so I need 30,000 more. How long will that take me? I don't know. Depends how hard I work. It's the thing with making knives. You make more knives, you make more money. So
yeah,
depends on how hard you work. It's not like I don't have an hourly wage or like a salary. I just make more knives, make more money. You can make 2 knives in a day, or you can make 8 knives in a day. If you make 8 knives, you made 4 times the money you normally would. So
the cedar. Yeah, we tried the cedar when we were at the show. I liked it.
I didn't buy it, man. That was one that I had considered buying, and just for some reason, I just something with the flipper, just I don't know.
The
Yeah.
flipper does not work that well. I don't like that style of flipper where it's like right above the scale. So once you push down, you hit your finger hits the scale. I don't like that because you have to light switch it, and I don't want to light switch.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, it was fine. I didn't love the design. I guess I don't know.
I think he has a lot of potential, but he needs to find like a better design.
Something about it looks a little like funky.
Yo,
And I
D
agree.
Still, I see you. Sorry.
What's an angel investor?
Angel? Someone did give you money, I think.
Getting collected 100% on the dollar.
Oh yeah, the Cypress. That was the other one, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Cedar and Cypress. I didn't like the Cypress at all.
See, I kind of, but I ended up liking the Cypress more in person than I did the fucking cedar.
Now, to be fair, I only handled one of the very first Cypresses, so it wasn't as well made because he's gotten better over time. So maybe that's why I didn't like it. Is like it's rough, kind of. Because yeah, he's on V3 now. Like I handled like a fucking prototype of the first Cypress, so it was kind of rough.
Yeah, this looks way better to me than the.
That does look better, and thumb stud is better there.
Yeah,
that hole didn't work at all on the original Cypress. It was not usable. Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
now
a tiny
there's no way you can. There's no way you could use that. Yeah, so the stud is way better. Can I see the stud opened? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't like it, but it's better.
Right.
Yeah. He's holding it at a weird angle right there. It makes it look.
Yeah, that's the worst possible way you can hold a knife in a picture because it makes the blade look smaller and it makes the blade to handle ratio look off.
Yeah.
I try to tell like knife makers this, like how you take pictures is important because like your shit needs to look good in pictures. Like otherwise, like because that's what people are seeing.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially with like some of these really expensive knives, you probably won't get to handle one. You're just gonna spend the money. At least some people do.
It's
Those
so
are pretty-
important to
that's
take
cool
good
milling,
video, good pictures. Like, I think for any picture with a knife, folding knife, you should always have the blade leaning toward your camera.
What you mean?
Instead of the other way around.
The other way around?
Yeah, because otherwise the blade to handle ratio the blade looks smaller because of perspective.
Like this.
Yes.
As opposed to this.
Yes, exactly. That's bad. Yeah, when you have it leaning away, dude. Oh man, the shadow on the blade looks smaller. The perspective is fucked. Like,
yeah,
that's like basics.
The neutralizer.
Neutralizer is good. Those have sticky detents, like sticky. If you like a sticky detent, it's like the best.
Yeah, I still favor the duck.
Personally. I like the duck more because it looks beautiful.
Right.
Neutralizers are more like drop shut and like sticky detent. Ducks are more like smooth and like graceful and like, it's interesting how different the actions are considering they're made by the same person.
Those are hard to get too, right? Like, I mean, they can be got like on secondary, but the drops, are they pretty hard to get or what?
He hasn't made ducks in forever. So you can only get them on the secondary pretty much.
Only get them on the secondary market.
Yeah, because he just only makes ducklings now.
The neutralizer, that's the new one. That was his last model.
No, actually, the neutralizer was one of his first models, and then he brought it back recently.
Right.
He didn't make it for like 2 years or whatever, and then he just brought it back recently. But even then, he's just been making ducklings. Like, I'm kind of sick of the ducklings, to be honest, because like he's just making so many of them, and I want like more ducks and neutralizers instead. But yeah.
What about the skeletonized duck? Do you like that one?
I've had that, and it's the same thing. I'm just like, okay, like neat, but like not that good looking to me.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't dig it, man.
Does it make the like the weight distribution feel weird? Like
no, it feels normal.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels normal still.
I was wondering like if the blade would feel super heavy since the handle is so much lighter.
So here's the funny thing is that you would think the skeletonized versions of knives are like way like less heavy, right?
Yeah.
But actually, if you weigh like a skeletonized Rosie, for example, it's like barely any lighter than a normal Rosie.
That's weird.
Because of the internal milling is so extensive anyway.
Okay.
Because the skeletonized ones don't have internal milling on a lot of knives.
Okay, it's just okay. That makes sense.
So you're trading off, right? You can either have the internal milling that goes like covers a wider surface area, or you can have the skeletonized where it goes all the way through, and it ends up coming out to about the same.
Yeah, the Rosie is exactly 3 ounces, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you measured a skeletonized, it wouldn't be much different. Surprisingly.
Got a Strix today. Nice.
Those are cool.
Yeah,
I like that design. Have you noticed that a lot of people have been doing harpoons nowadays?
Yeah, way more popular. Yeah.
Like harpoons are like everywhere. Like I remember when I first started doing harpoons, that shit was not popular. Like, yeah, the only people who were doing harpoons, like really back when I first started doing harpoons, was like because I got inspired to do harpoons by Jason Guthrie because he put harpoons on everything. That was like 2 or 3 years ago, and then like since then, like a lot of people have been doing harpoons, and I'm like, I like this. Like harpoons are fucking sick.
This is a sexy looking knife. This one right here.
That's what the Farah monster or something.
Yeah.
That's a whack name, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely whack. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about naming things the right way earlier. That picked up that one.
Yeah. Farah monster.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we've been going about an hour. Let's wrap it up. Anybody have any last questions or anything in the chat? Leatherman Crunch. Yeah,
that's a multi-tool.
It's a discontinued Leatherman, and it's really fucking cool. It's like vice grips, like folding vice grips.
Oh, okay.
And I bought a pair when they were going out of stock, and I'm glad I did because I get asked so often if I want to sell it.
You see what John said there? He said, "Imagine your pinky in the big slot when you close the knife."
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, if you look up Carver knives and you check out his skeletonized, that shit's scary, dude. It's like a cigar cutter, but like for your fingers.
Let's see, Carver knives.
Yeah, he did a skeletonized, and I'm like, dude, like that looks dangerous. How skeletonized it is. I'm like, where's the handle? Where do you put your fingers?
He took it too far.
Yeah.
Brian, show me your favorite knife.
I only have one favorite knife. Mitch Clark Little Gunny. Only knife I still have. Most I've ever spent on a knife. By far.
You'll never get rid of that, right?
No. I'm gonna get another one instead. I'm gonna get 2.
Yeah, man, I want one too. Eventually I will have one, I think. It's got one of my favorite deployments. It's like I love the size.
And dude, the heat treat and geometry are impeccable.
Yeah.
Like this Damasteel is 63 HRC.
Damn.
On Damasteel. You never see that anywhere else. Everyone else running at 60 to 61.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, that's it. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Appreciate you.
All right, thanks for having me on. And also, you bought a Mitch Clark. How do you? I don't know how he got that, dude. They're so hard to get.
I don't even know what that is.
It's this but bigger. It's this but like the bigger version. Yeah, it's slightly different design, like but very similar. Yeah, they're really hard to get. Like if you ever go on like those custom knife Facebook groups, like and you see people saying like, "Here's my knife. I'm only willing to trade it for these knives."
Mm-hmm.
Clark Gunstock is like the most. There's 2 knives that are the most desired right now in the broader custom knife market. It's the Clark Gunstock. Everyone says, "I'm only selling unless you want to trade me a Clark Gunstock." The other knife is McGinnis Spoke. Those 2 knives are like the hottest, like most hyped knives right now in the custom market.
Hold on, I gotta look at this real quick.
So I would go to Clark Handmade Knives. This is Instagram. Oh, I guess you wouldn't be able to see it because you're age restricted or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't like those ones. Those are older ones. I want to see like the simple, because most of the ones he does are like simple and clean. Yeah, like these are like the ones that you see on these secondary sites are like the ones people don't want, and that's why they're sold.
Let's see.
This
Yeah,
is a
mine-
different. This is a different Clark, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is not the. Yeah, Mitch Clark is because there's a lot of people named Clark. But oh yeah, you can see some nice ones there.
Okay, so yeah, it is pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Just bigger. And then if you've seen McGinnis, McGinnis Spoke, those are really hot too.
How do you spell that?
McGinnis, and then SPOKE. I don't really like that one. I like that one there. Most hyped custom 2023. That one. In the bottom left.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Something like that is nice. Yeah. So those they're very hyped knives. The way he does his book spots is interesting. The way you get a book spot is you have to go on a hunting trip with him.
What the fuck?
Yeah. You have to pay like whatever amount of money. You go hunting together, and then he makes you a knife after.
Jeez. And you still have to pay for it, right?
Of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah. That's how you get like custom made ones though. Otherwise you got to get it at a show or something like Lotto.
That's some slots for you.
Or on the secondary. Yeah. So those Pro line ones are not custom made. Those are mid techs.
Okay.
So that one is a mid tech, for example, not a custom.
I like that micarta one. That's nice.
I think it's a great design, and then like certain ones look really good, like better than others in terms of how they do it. But yeah, that's a very hype knife. The action is really nice. Like, they're good. I do want one of those, but I don't want to pay secondary prices. They're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
The table price is like what, like 1,700 or something, which is like, okay, I can do that. The secondary price on like a 1,700 one would be like 3,600, which I'm like, no thanks. It's like more than double. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I recently bought the Rask. That was the most I'd ever paid for a knife, and it's gonna take me a little while to get up past $1,000, I think. But
Is he asking me if I have a photographic memory? I don't. But I have a pretty good like memory for things I care about. Let's say.
All right, let's end it.
All right. Thanks for
All right,
having me on.
guys. Yeah, man. See you soon.
Peace. Bye, guys. Good night.
Later, Pete.
Later.